All right, so we are taking a look at the local account um, and group management capability for the Centrify agent for Windows, the Easy Win. And in the previous videos, we've done an overview of the feature. We looked at how to deal with accounts that need to exist locally on machines. And now we're going to deal with the integrations after the fact. And just like with Unix, there is a hook to be able to use set password management or any functionality that you want to be enabled to extend this capability. And I'm just going to do a demo. So notice that I have my test one user is removed. So just to validate real quickly here, notice that the user is not here. And there's two operations, right? I'm using pass, right? And notice that my system is in here. And this system happens to have um, the Centrify client for Windows with the AAPM feature enabled. So what that does is that I have access to CSET account, CDEL account, and those nice commands. And I'm basically cheating. So I'm going to make my life super easy with this. So I have my system. So notice that the system doesn't have any accounts currently. So this is going to go really fast. I'm going to enable the account here. So change the profile state to enabled. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to run the DC flush minus L, right? And one of the events that happens when you have set up the notification, and I'll go in deep into this, is that you get an event uh, basically saying, hey, we called the notification script here, so you can see the event right here. We're going to go deep into that after the demo, but the demo is going to be super over real quickly because when I refresh here, you're going to see that the account has been vaulted. So test one has been vaulted. Um, and if I check out the password, it's going to show me a complex 15 character password, right? And I'll show you where this comes from. So I'm going to go ahead and check it in. And to basically complete the demo, this was a provisioning action. We're going to do a deprovisioning action, and I'm going to set it to remove. So same cadence here. We're going to go back and run the DC flush minus L, right? And when you run DC flush minus L, ultimately what's going to happen is that in my particular case, I want the account to be deleted from the system. So it ran, and when you look at pass, we're going to refresh, and test one should be gone, right? So that's pretty much the demo. But let's take a look at what's happening underneath the hood, right? So when you set up the client and you look at the privilege elevation service, remember that I told you that there's a local account management and there is a notification command. So this is the command that gets executed. In this case, it's a PowerShell and is actually included with the solution and it's called sample notification, right? So I'm going to show you the modifications I made to this sample file, which I have here. And let me just get rid of this so it's easier to see. And I've made modifications and I put some comments on it. So far, everything's good. So one of the things that I did was this script by default has eight characters in the password that's generated, a random password generated. I bump it up to 15, obviously. Another thing that happens is that when the password is generated, it's generated right away as a secure string. There's several ways to do this. The person who wrote this sample script is way much better than I do, but I would have done it a little bit different. But here's what happens. So here, this is our function. So when you add new users, this is what I inserted the AAPM command. So first thing I needed to do, notice that the password comes in and it needs to be converted. So it needs to be converted again to a string because CSET account uses the plain text string, right? So I'm calling, the program that I'm calling is CSET account and the parameters are password and I'm setting that. I can add whatever including, for example, minus n equals true, which is the for it to be managed. I just wanted to make my life super easy, so I didn't set it to manage. So, um, and finally, when it's deleted users, um, I basically use the CDL account. So you could go crazy, and when the user is disabled, delete it as well. And when it's re-enabled, maybe just tell the platform to rotate the password. But super easy to implement. It is not Centrify centric. It is just a generic thing. And one of the things that I did was I'm running the C agent here, and one of the cool capabilities is this ability to, in this case, use AAPM to make my life super easy with this. You could also use Centrify CLI, but obviously you would have to deploy Centrify CLI and get a secret set up. Just the agent just makes things super easy, the cloud client. So I hope this was a good demo.